Let's start week 7 solving one-step equations. Hopefully you've taken some time to look at the solving one-step equations review and reminded yourself about solving equations from the 7th grade. These equations are going to be by addition and subtraction and also by multiplying and dividing. So please take some time to look at the review if you haven't. And if you have, then let's go ahead and start on the video notes. Okay. Very important when you're solving equations to show your work, because while these equations seem very simple to some of you, the equations that you'll be doing in Algebra 1 and even in pre-algebra as we move through the year, especially at the beginning of the year when we start some different types of equations, are going to be more difficult, and so you will need to be able to show your work in order to complete them. So I do require you to show your work for these as well. So let's take a look at, we have x plus 8 equals 10. The important thing is, and I'll just cover this up, is that I have a positive 8. Because I have a positive 8, I need to make that 8 a 0. In order to make a positive 8 a 0, I need to subtract 8 from both sides. And that's the work I will want you to see. It's very simple work, or that I want you to show, that I will want to see myself when I take a look at your homework. So subtract 8 from both sides, and you get x equals 10 minus 8, and 10 minus 8 is 2. Number 2, again, when I cover up my variable, I have a positive 2. So in order to get rid of a positive 2, I need to subtract 2 from both sides. So I know that these are going to cancel. Positive 2 and negative 2 make 0, which is what I want. And then I have negative 5 minus 2. Negative 5 minus 2. So if you need to show it out to the side, you can. If you are good with integers, you will not need to show it out to the side, but if you're still having some problems with integers, which hopefully you're not at this point, and if you are, hopefully you've been studying them during the summer, since we won't repeat that lesson except for just a very short review at the beginning of the year. So negative 5 minus 2, remember the subtraction rule says we're going to add the opposite. So negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. So your answer is negative 7. Now, one thing I will show you, and I think it's very important for you to do, especially when you're first starting equations, and even later when they're more difficult, is to check your answer to see how you did. So let's check. So we have x equals 2. Well, we have x plus 8 equals 10. If x equals 2, we're going to substitute 2 in for x. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. So we know that we got the correct answer. We can do the same thing here. We can check. And we have x equals negative 7. So we have x plus 2 equals negative 5. Negative 7, we'll substitute in for x. Negative 7 plus 2 equals negative 5. And if you know your integers, you know that when you add a negative 7 to 2, you're going to subtract them. 7 minus 2 is 5, and it's negative because you had more negatives. So we know we got the correct answer. If you're having problems with those integers, please go back to the lesson on integers at the beginning of the summer packet and practice through that again. All right, let's take a look at number 3. N minus 10 equals 20. This time I'm going to cover up the n, and I have a negative 10. If I have a negative 10 there, I need to add 10. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. These cancel. N equals 20 plus 10. N equals 30. To check it, I'll substitute 30 in for n. 30 minus 10 is 20. So I know I got the correct answer. Now keep in mind, it's very important that you're showing your work on these problems. Number 4, let's cover that n up. And when I do that, I have negative 6 left. When I have a negative 6, I need to make that a 0, so I need to add 6 to both sides. When I add 6 to both sides, these will cancel, leaving me with n on this side. And then I have negative 6 plus 6. Well, negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So let's go ahead and check it. We have n minus 6 equals negative 6. We'll substitute 0 for n. 0 minus 6 equals negative 6. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. Since both sides of the equation are the same, we know that we got it correct. All right, let's take a look at number 5. We have t minus 12 equals negative 9. Let's cover up that variable. Leaves us with negative 12, so we know if it's negative, we need to add. These cancel. T equals negative 9 plus 12. If you need to look at it out here to see what it's going to be, that's fine. Negative 9 plus 12, I know, is positive 3. So let's check it. Substitute 3 for t. 3 minus 12 is negative 9. So we know we got it correct. So the first 5 problems were all the addition, subtraction, and that should be a review from last year. So hopefully it was. There may have been some negatives in there that you might not have done last year. If not, this is a good opportunity to review that with my video. Let's take a look at number 6. If we read this, it says 4 times x equals 48. Since it's a multiplication problem, we have to do the opposite, and the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. That's the work I need to see. When that happens, these two cancel, and x equals 48 divided by 4. Remember that this line right here means divided by. So 48 divided by 4 is 12. Just like the addition subtraction, we can check our work. So we have 4x equals 48. We're going to substitute 12 for x. So 4 times 12 equals 48, and 4 times 12 is 48. So we know that we got it correct because both sides ended up equal. Let's take a look at number 7. Same thing, we have negative 5 times x equals 20. So since we're multiplying, we're going to divide both sides by negative 5 because you need to get x by itself. To get x by itself, you need to divide by what is with x. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So those cancel out, leave me with x. 20 divided by negative 5 equals negative 4. If we want to check it, we have negative 5x equals 20. We're going to substitute negative 4 for x. So now we have negative 5 times negative 4 equals 20. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20. So we know we got the problem correct. Let's take a look at number 8. Negative 2 times x equals negative 12. So in order to solve it, we need to divide by negative 2 because that's what was sitting there with x. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so they go away. Negative 12 divided by negative 2 is positive 6. Let's check it. Negative 2x equals negative 12. We'll substitute 6 for x. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. And we got it correct. Number 9. This time, if I read this problem correctly, it's x divided by 9 equals 3. Well, on these, I like to rewrite them to give me a little bit more space. And because we divided by 9, we now need to multiply by 9 to get the x by itself. When I multiply this by 9, these two 9s are going to cancel out. They leave me with x equals 3 times 9, which is 27. Again, we can check it. We have x divided by 9 equals 3. We'll substitute 27 in for x. 27 divided by 9 is 3. So we know that we got the correct answer. Number 10 is our last problem, and it's also division. W divided by negative 4 equals 8. Again, I like to give myself a little space on these. I'm going to multiply by negative 4, or negative 4 over 1 if that helps you to see why they go away. These cancel out. W equals 8 times negative 4, which is negative 32. We can check it. Substitute negative 32 for W. Negative 32 divided by negative 4 is positive 8. So we know we got it correct. If you are still having problems with these equations, first you can email me to ask me questions if you need to. You can also get online on my website. Go to Cool Math, go to Virtual Nerd, go to Khan Academy, look up some other videos to help you learn how to do these. Now, there are teachers who will teach them a little bit differently. Um, so I would like for you to try to do it like I'm doing it. But if you find another way and it makes mathematical sense and you are showing your work properly, I would be okay with that. So please um, check those sites if you're still having problems, or email me and we'll go through them together, and then go ahead and do your homework for week 7.